This is shocking to a lot of people. When you're setting the time on a modern grandfather clock, you can actually turn the minute hand backwards. In fact, not only can you turn it backwards, on a lot of them, they actually say you're supposed to turn it backwards. So let me show you the official Howard Miller instruction manual. Now this is specifically for Howard Miller clocks built from about the 70s up until nowadays, but the same principles apply to Ridgway clocks, Seth Thomas clocks, that whole category of modern grandfather clocks built from about the 70s up until now that have some kind of a chime, Westminster melody, something like that. And really, this applies to just about every clock that has a melody, some type of a chime. They pretty much all have a way to account for that. Now let me just show you here. We're just going to turn to page 4, which is like the second page of actual information here in this instruction manual, and it tells you how to set the time. So here it shows the little graphic, turn the minute hand counterclockwise. And here it says to turn only the minute hand counterclockwise or backwards. And of course, don't touch the hour hand when you're setting the time, only turn the minute hand. And they say just turn it backwards, don't turn it forward. Now, why is that? Well, let me show you this movement. Now, this is one of a few different types of movements that these clocks will have, but they all function the same way and for the same reason. So back inside of here are some cams that will lift up these levers as you turn the minute hand around. Now, if you're turning it forward, it's going to lift these levers up. And if you're turning it backwards, most of the time it's going to bypass those levers. It's got a way to be like a one-way switch, essentially. So as you're turning it backwards, these levers aren't moving at all, so you can spin that hand around as much as you need to until you get to the right time. Now, if you're turning it forward, what it'll do is it'll lift these levers up, and that's how it normally operates. There's nothing wrong with that. Problem is that if it's in the middle of chiming, then there are some things that can get bound up and they can get stuck, and if you really force it, you can actually bend some of these levers, which will cause it to do some things incorrectly. It's going to start striking the wrong number of times, and then you can get some odd things going on. So we don't want to do that, but as long as you're gentle, you can turn that minute hand forward as many times as you need to. You don't have to wait for it to finish chiming or anything like that. You can keep going. It's not going to hurt anything as long as you're gentle. But if you feel that minute hand get a little stiff, then just stop, back up a little bit, let it finish its chiming, and then keep going forward. But all that to say, you can turn that minute hand backwards. That is the preferred way from Howard Miller official. So I have customers all the time who are like, I've spent so many hours, my last 30 years of my life, going forward and waiting every quarter hour for the chimes to finish chiming, and it just takes forever to set the time. It's like you can save a whole lot of time. Just turn that minute hand backwards and you're good to go. So you guys have this. Hope that helps.